been quite a long time since I've filmed on this camera, on this sort of setting, I suppose. I've not really done many normal videos in the last kind of 2 to 3 weeks, mainly because I got a job, and the videos were mainly just going to be match day vlogs for at least the remainder of this season, and then maybe revise that in the summer going into next season. But I think the situation has changed slightly. I think you'll agree. Coronavirus has wiped the nation pretty much. It's going to wipe the nation. It's going to cause mass upheaval worldwide, and it already has. It's obviously cancelled a multitude of sporting events, sporting competitions like the Euros, French football, German football, English football, and of course, most importantly for us, Scottish football. I'm gutted, lads. I'm absolutely gutted that it's killed the sporting world the way it has, but I can completely understand the decision. Obviously, that's not in question here. I'm not questioning anything to do with the decision. It's just a completely unprecedented situation that we now find ourselves in, and one that I don't think we'll ever live through again. It was obviously suspended during periods like World War II, etc., football, sports, etc., but there's never really been anything in at least the last 20 years when I've been on this planet that has seen football suspended at this sort of scale. And to even consider the fact that football may now be suspended for a good few months, never mind a few weeks, like a couple of the sporting bodies are suggesting that they're going to return on April 3rd or whatever, which doesn't seem like a realistic target to me anyway. The football could realistically have to return in the summer months, and where do we go from there? Is it going to be sort of past the period of this mass coronavirus outbreak, or is it just going to be similar to what it is now but just on a slightly lesser scale, and we'll still have to take it game by game or month by month based on what happens with football games? It's questions that just can't be answered right now because no one really has definitive answers. It's just completely strange, and something that me as a football content creator, I'm struggling to comprehend. And not even just a football content creator, a football lover, a sport lover, a lover of all things sports pretty much, except cricket and squash and other sports that I just have no interest in. But when things like this impact a game that you love, a game that you basically built your whole life around so far, it's crazy to think that it's not going to be here for the next 2 months, I think, minimum. All of this has obviously been heightened by the fact that high profile people are getting this disease now, or at least being tested for it, and people like Mikel Arteta, Callum Hudson-Odoi, Chelsea, of course, Arsenal, Mikel Arteta, and a couple of Leicester players showing symptoms of it. An unnamed Inverness player has got it apparently, so it's going to affect people. It's going to affect people in the next few months, and it really is an uncertain time. I'm sitting here with no worries about me getting it, but should I be worried? I don't know. It's just a case of how big does this get. I know at the moment it's mainly down to people that have pre-existing health conditions or are elderly or vulnerable, as in probably really young kids and older people. And as I said, people with pre-existing health conditions, I just didn't foresee coming. I mean, last week I was at the last Dunfermline game I was able to go to. I wasn't even able to go to the last Dunfermline game that was available because I was at a concert. That was obviously on Tuesday night, so it could potentially be the case that the last game I saw in the 2019-20 season was St Mirren v Hearts. As I said, I just can't quite comprehend all of this, and I think that's the main thing that people are struggling with at the moment, that they can't really get their head round what's going to happen next. What does it mean for not just the sporting world, because obviously that's really what my main interest is in terms of hobbies, etc., but in terms of just general life, what does this mean? What is the kind of peak for this outbreak? it seems so much of a pandemic at the moment where we're cancelling every sporting event that's available to cancel, and events that I'm going to be going to, like the football kick-on, I'm now sort of thinking in my mind, is it smart to even go to that? Take travel to the game, going to Edinburgh, and going to a stadium like Murrayfield and congregate with near enough 100 people, if not more. It just puts everything into question for me. And as I said, I'm just struggling with it. I'm struggling to figure out what to do with life. I mean, this weekend, obviously, I would have been going to Dundee away and supporting Dunfermline Athletic like I always do. But now I'm sitting making at least 2 videos because I've got things that I need to talk about, like this, and another topic that you'll see in a later video, either today or tomorrow. No decided yet. But aside from that, I'm pretty much staying indoors and playing games consoles, etc, etc. Like, it's just a completely different scenario. Even other events like going to the cinema, I'm questioning doing stuff like that because you're sitting in a congregated area with people that may or may not have symptoms of the disease. So it just puts everything up in the air, and it's such a questionable time. What are your opinions on all this? I'm really kind of interested to see what other people have opinions on this about, because I'd assume everyone will have their own aspects on it. What should happen with sporting events, what should happen in real life, what good advice you could give. Obviously, wash your hands if that wasn't obvious in a previous life. But aside from that, in terms of where do we go from here in football, I have no idea. As I said, I think it'll be back in at least a couple of months, and then we just go from there. So it looks like there will be no bring on the action for at least the next few months, which is absolutely heartbreaking. I'm simply not going to take a risk and go to any other football games, because if I'm not going to go to a Dunfermline game, or if I'm not able to go to a Dunfermline game, I'm not going to take the risk and try and go to a Socky Juniors game just for the sake of making content. The smartest decision surely is to stay inside, and if you're okay with sort of self-isolating in your own time and you can keep yourself busy enough, then I would think that that's probably the safest option at the moment. That's what I'm going to do, and you can let me know if you think similar, but I don't know. I just don't know what to make of all this. It's so weird. It's a weird feeling. It feels like a zombie outbreak where you're having to stay inside and take cover. But that is what it is. Basically, that is what it is. You just need to ride it out, and hopefully in the next few months it'll all calm over and we'll see life go back to normal. At least by, hopefully, August. Let's aim for August. We can't go a Saturday without saying it, so bring on the action. That's it for this video, guys. Cheers for watching. As I said, there'll be another video coming today or tomorrow. I've not decided. Maybe later on today because of what it is and the importance of it to me for this season. But comment down below what you think of this whole coronavirus outbreak. How serious do you think it is, and what do you think will happen next in sporting situations and in life, I suppose. Subscribe for more of this type of content, and until the next video, I'll see you then. Cheers, guys. Remember, wash your hands.